Okay. Well, I guess you saw the video of the Christmas display. If you saw the Christmas display, it's not for everybody. It's done with the GoPro. And it is in 4K. It's only 30 frames right now, but, you know, hey, it's GoPro. It's not like it's a massive, expensive, 4K camera that's used for movie production. It's an on-the-go kind of camera that can take 4K pictures, which I have a friend who was talking about having me restore the TT, which is really nice. Okay, but to get to the main thing. If you go into a group and there's GNCs in it, there's going to be problems because they want to take over the term trans female. So where did that come from? Well, that's just a shorter term for saying someone that's gone through the surgery, but they're transsexuals. We just call them trans female because they got a vagina. And whether it was surgically done or natural, they look like a vagina. They feel like a vagina to men. Pretty much everything like a vagina except for the ability to have children, which they're working on because it's one of the things that's a battlement to the transsexual female, the trans female, not being able to bear her own children. The GNC likes to keep their little wingy wings, and they're really actually gay men that take hormones. Now, they're telling us that we're not allowed to dictate what a trans female is. Well, strangely enough, we're the ones that have always been called trans females. The GNC was always called she-males because they keep the penis. Transvestite was just called transvestite because, well, they like to wear the opposite clothes. Okay, three distinct different stories. You do not tell me what is scientifically accurate isn't accurate or outmoded or what the hell ever. You do not get to dictate what was and always will be a trans female. Enough is enough. We do not want you in our group. As you can tell by Marcy, Janice, and I, we do not like you stepping over us and covering us up, both of us knowing as children. It's like someone who was a very small child. And it was great stress to her, so she tried to cover it up and tried to act as much like they wanted to because of the way they talked to her. Mine just beat the living shit out of me, but see, I'm a stubborn little bitch. I'm not going to be what I can't be. And I knew I couldn't be, so I wasn't going to sit there and try to conform to their ways. And for it, I spent my entire life getting the hell beat out of me. It's just the way it is. I can't help what I am. I still do it. Mom's like, you shouldn't wear those clothes. Why? The same clothes that every other woman wears out in public. Mom, why? I don't see why I should dress any differently than any other woman and then around my age. Okay? Yes, I know the middle age spread shit's going on. I remember the little curvy body and now it's, got a few flabby blobby spots here and there and they're popping up and yeah, you took away most of my life. I do remember what it was like being young and in the prime of my life and being quite feminine. It's wonderful and different. And I still am. I'm just older. A lot older. 2 decades older. Plus. 23 years. It took science a long time to catch up. And now we have the homos out there trying to muddle it up, like Mr. Tommy Tour over there. Okay, you don't get to decide it, and no, we don't want you in our group. If you couldn't tell, and I had another genius that come in and, no, it's not. What were they? A history major. What did I study? Medical science, MD, med school. And that's only because, Dad said that, You're going to take that. I'm not even going to help you. I won't even. Because it's a junk science. Remember when the owl showed up? You know, and I didn't really say much to her. I just explained what I saw it through, and its size. It was magnificent. The pillar was at least 7 feet tall. And that was just the cement portion of it. That was not the metal part of the thing. That was even higher. It was huge. And on top of it was a massive steel can stretching 100 feet in the air. At the back of it. And it had a seat and control for moving the telescope ever so slightly. It's amazing. I don't get to see that anymore. There's no more eyepieces put in the giant telescopes. It was one of only 5 in the world at the time. Something that she would have seen herself. Because her grandfather worked with Dr. Hubble. Both her mother and father were also PhD cosmologists. And so was she. And I just walked up and said that to her, just kind of casually. Said a few other things about gas and dust and accretion, star formation. And you can see it happening. Never run the nebulous. It's where it all starts, the gas and dust. Lecture wasn't much long after that. It was over. So, you know, after I said something to her, she wrapped it up real quick. Her parents were in the audience, and well, they went over and surrounded Idiot, the preschool teacher. Or at least that's what they sound like. Well, they only wanted to know one thing. Who's that? Oh, some new member. For some reason, there's all the deep sky objects without a map. Like it was some kind of... it was that something. And yes, I can take a pointer, point out all the gaseous dust clouds in our sky. And what did Miss Aller study? Gas and dust. So, ooh, shit. Yeah, that's how I know what I know. Because it's not about the stars. They're not really that interesting. It's the gas and dust and the chemical composition of the universe that's more important than anything else. It's the nebulas. So, the next thing they did is they surrounded Mom and Dad. And myself. Because Mom and Dad went with me. You see the club. It's really was kind of boring. And this was a lecture, so I wanted to go to it. And then all of a sudden, all the way back to when I was a teenager, coming rushing back, a bad judgment, a nasty thing to say about a field of science. Because it wasn't important to him. Does not mean it's not important at all. And so he told me that, you know, he wouldn't help me in college if I took cosmology because it's a junk science. Now he's surrounded by 3 cosmologists. And the backpedaling was immense. It was comical. And then he got so pissed off because, how'd you tell that? Well, that's what you said. You didn't have to say, okay, well, that's what you said. I wasn't lying. This is what you said. So, he took the brunt of it from 3 PhDs that weren't too happy with his choice of words. So, when you go up against one of us, do know your opinion I don't give a shit about. I only care about medical accuracy. And A trans female is a transsexual. And a transsexual knows from 3 to 7 years of age. It's textbook. There's been decade after decade after decade of psychotherapy on us. They know the stories. They know the 3 different groups, okay? Enough is enough. That is why when you say you're non-binary in a gender clinic over in Europe, you're kicked the fuck out. Because the moment you say non-binary, okay, get out. They know you're not trans. Because they're going by medical science alone, not someone's fifis. Okay? So, people that are GNC are those who don't know the small children. If you knew after puberty, or you thought you knew after puberty, you're wrong. You're just going off a fetish. Or in the case of a homo, like Blair White, you're looking female so his boyfriend doesn't get kicked out of the office, so to speak. So, we're not going to muddle up the words. Transsexualism has nothing to do with LGBT. It has nothing to do with gays or anything else. In fact, we don't really like gays very much because they're conflicting with us. And right now they're trying to cover up our voices again. And this cannot go on. It must stop. If they did not know and they called themselves a gay male, they're not transsexuals. They're not trans females. They're GNC she males. That's the only way they'll ever be addressed by me. I will not put up with someone covering up my voice anymore, or my sisters. If you want to follow a young trans person, you follow Jazz Jennings or Corey Mason. You do not follow Blair White. Damn sure don't go near Tommy Tudor. And if you have kids, really don't go near him. And dogs, yes, don't go near him. He likes to finger dogs and he likes raping little children. This is something that he can't stop talking about. And then he goes on to say, you know, Tom has to be in hiding. Tommy must be on the surface. I feel safer as a trans woman than a rowdy rabble-rouser. In other words, a dog-fingering, child-molesting fuckhead who won't shut his mouth. So, he takes female hormones and he goes, I feel sly knowing I'm going to get away more with boobs than I ever have anything I've tried. Money doesn't rule the world. Tits, ass, pussy, a fuck me hairstyle and paint job rules the world. Well, that's not very feminine to me. And I won't accept that piece of garbage as a female of any kind. Especially when you realize that the fake actually decided to use that to keep from getting beat up for being a pedophile. And secondly, so he could get away with things because he thought, you know, transitioning in 60 would allow him to have more privileges. So, if you go into something like the trans role model, you're not going in a trans role model. You're going into a bunch of gay men that took hormones. And they're not trans role models. Someone like a trans role model would be someone that survived through all adversity, survived rapes, physical attacks, and parents that beat the living hell out of them since they were a baby, and then ran their doctors off. Someone like me. Because I've been through it all. I've seen it all. I've been through 3 different transitions. One for 6 months, one for 4 years, and then this one. This one having the most time in between them, seeing as it was 10 years between the other one and 16 between this one, which was because I had to let science catch up. So, no, I'm a trans female. Those that didn't know as small children after puberty are GNC. And that's that. And Dennis, he's just a fake transvestite. He's not even any kind of GNC or transsexual. He's a man that likes to wear women's clothing, and that's about all. So, you want to learn the truth? You come talk to someone that knows. You don't go off and talk to an idiot.